Okay, let's get into it. Really not much going on for me here. I'll start with the SPY though. I'll start with the SPY. So this is beautiful on the SPY. Our analysis was just spot on, dude. Spot on. Like it really doesn't get better than that. So, right, I broke down, hey, SPY stair stepping higher. Right, SPY stair stepping higher is respecting this key levels beautifully. And this is exactly what you want to see. So all you got to do is look left, like I said yesterday, and you can see that this is clearly was a resistance level. So what did we just get here yesterday? A breakout on the daily, good displacement. So we still need this retest. We still need this retest. Overall, I would just like to see SPY, continue higher, pull back here, retest to continue higher. But market structure is intact, very bullish market. And this is exactly how you want to start the new year. So this looks really, really good here on the SPY. Qs. So beautiful on the Qs, right? All you got to do is look left. Look how much of a key level 617.75 is. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, right? So what did I say? You want to get in at the bottom of the channel before we get back to the top. That's exactly what happened. Now you can clearly see where Qs is sitting compared to SPY, that Qs is relative has relative weakness, excuse me, compared to the overall market. So we just need Qs to get out of this channel. It's just been stuck in this channel, right? I mean, it's been forever, it feels like. So if Qs can, get a break and retest over to 2450, I think within the next week or so, we do have red folder news today at 7 a.m., but, we can get to all-time highs. It is lagging behind, but it's holding market structure, it's stair stepping and it's respecting the key levels. But Q's just lagging behind. So for me, I'm pretty much hands off here. If this sets up, I don't mind taking a shot on 624.50 just because, right, we only see this channel turn into support, which we never did. So that looks super solid if that can set up today. There's really not much going on the tech names, at least for me, at least how I trade. You can see Tesla, right? Tesla's just pulling back, staying heavy. We haven't broke market structure yet. So just being patient here on this name. Still bullish bias until we break structure. If something like this sets up on Tesla over 440.40, I'll eye it just because there's so much thin volume. There's so much thin volume in here. Straight down equals straight up. But other than that, really nothing for me on Tesla, to be honest. NVIDIA, same story, different day. The same way was our game plan all last week. Same game plan so far seems like this week. I took a trade on this, I think 2 Fridays ago, cashed out on it over 190.10 and then right got out. And I was like, man, hopefully, this thing can hold. It never held, as you can see here. And that's really been the story with NVIDIA regarding 190.10. Look at every time we break above, we get all the way up to the top of the range. On the daily, it looks really, really good. On the intraday, we get a perfect break and retest, but buyers just cannot hold above it. It just cannot hold above it. So just being patient, right? We still need this. Right, we can't forget that we broke 184.50. We still need that retest here, and it's a weekly level. And then I'm not surprised, like I said, that we're seeing rejections here because this is a weekly level, right? It's being defended very well. So a break and retest over 190.10 or pullback long off of 184.50. Those are the two key levels that I'm still looking for here on the video. Right, on the intraday, sets up, looks good. It's just we can't hold on the daily. Right, we can't hold on the daily. As you can see, we have no problem getting above this thing and ripping to the upside. So that's what we're looking for. Apple, really nothing on Apple as well. Apple's just sitting right now in the middle of no man's land. Right, so for Apple, right, it's either going to be a pullback long off of 259 or a break and retest over 265. But other than that, really nothing going on Apple. Right, we're just being patient here. It's not a lot going on. And then AMD, right? AMD is just back in the middle, dead smack in the channel, so I'm hands off here. There's nothing going on AMD, right? So far, a little slow regarding our main names here. So we're just gonna be patient and let our trades come to us. So I will be watching, Qs today and NVIDIA. Really is my close watch. But other than that, it's really not much going on. And you guys know me. I'm not really the one to force a trade. But NVIDIA is really going to be my main focus here if we can get a break and retest over 190.10. Got about 30 seconds here. About 20 seconds until market opens. Bro said don't record that part. Let's see what sets up. Spy just being Spy, man. Spy's making another all-time high. It's crazy. Spy looks good. Like I said, we just need Qs to just break out of this channel, man. Just need Qs to break out of this channel. So like I said, here on NVIDIA, we still need this retest all the way back down to 184.50. So can't really forget that. I would actually prefer if we pulled back down to 184.50 here on NVIDIA. Got some ways to go, but maybe we can get it because we're approaching the previous day low right now. Tesla's just heavy. But yeah, like I said, guys, there's really just not a lot going on our names. I would love to see Nvidia stay heavy, um, and just give us this pullback to 184.50. Since we are a bullish bias name, I wouldn't be surprised if the previous day low liquidity got swept, and then buyers just like, all right, we're just going to defend this. So I don't trade off the previous day high and the previous day lows, but they are liquidity pockets. So, so yeah, I would kind of want something like this. Or if it wants to, defend the previous day low, and then we can get something over this, that would be solid too. Let's see. Mhm. I would love to see Q's break 624.50. You can see, right, Q's been stuck in this channel. I would love to see it break that. Nothing on Apple. Or bearish bias if we fall under 203 and hold above it. Watching the video, but so like as soon as that's really been the only thing. As soon as Hughes can get out of this channel, right? I feel like we can see a lot of these names as well start to just get some continuation and follow through. If Hughes wants to give us a setup, I'm open to this. Or we're just playing with the trend. Just playing with the trend. All you gotta do is look left. You can see over here, right? Resistance every time we push up into it. So I want to see this resistance turn into support, and it's a channel break. This is a channel breakout. The only thing I don't like is it seems to be kind of in sync here I'm sorry, with SPY, and SPY's at all-time highs, right? So like, look at this big wick rejection, right? You can see already really not the best looking open some of these names. Like I said, Nvidia is like actually a name I want to stay heavy. I want this to pull back to 184.50. I don't think Tesla's getting up there. See Qs? Like this is such a strong resistance level. So if we can get that, that looks really good. Just kind of getting in on the dip here. Who knows? We do have red folder news at 7 a.m. So it is possible that the market can kind of just sit sideways until that passes. We won't know until we know. It's the previous day low here on the video. NVIDIA could set up off of 190.10 again. It's really not that far away. We can get a break through this high day. That would be solid. Lately, the delta has been trash, kind of like one strike price out of the money on most of our tech names. So it's really why I've been playing at the money cons. The open interest is pretty high, but delta 38 is terrible, at least for me. If Q set up, guys, I actually would not touch this with a zero DTE. I would play next day expiration, January 8th expiration, if this sets up. Damn, look at the volume on a zero. It's crazy. I'm watching QQQ, guys. I'm watching Qs over 624.50. I would play next day expiration at the money cons, 624.50 calls. 624.50 calls. I'm sorry, 624 calls. There's no 50. 624 calls. It's the cool thing about trading SPY and Qs is it's always going to be a whole number for the strike price. So it's just a big breakout here on SPY as well, which is solid. And that's really what I'm not too fond of is SPY is controlling Qs. So I'm being careful here. Like this may be something I'll skip if I can't find too much divergence because SPY is making all-time highs, right? It's there's no other key levels. So this thing could really, tank and pull back and that would be healthy. So that's just not something that I like, is that SPY is the one that's really moving QQQ. You can see these two are pretty much in sync. I'm not very fond of that. See what I mean here? Like I don't like that. These two are pretty much in sync. So SPY is, it's above all-time highs, right? It's doing its thing. It's very strong. But you can see when this pullbacks, that's causing Qs to pull back. See, I don't like that. I would want Qs right now to see these candles in sync. They're doing the same thing. Look at that. So I would prefer Qs to be the leader. So this is a great example of what I mean when I say, on a technical standpoint, if we get a setup, it's something I would skip, right? It's a difference between missing a trade and skipping a trade. And then with the timing of everything right now, we got roughly 15 minutes until red folder news comes out. So of course you don't want to be in a trade in the overall market um, when that sets up or when that comes out. So we could be patient here. Still very early. Like Nvidia could set up. It's trying to break through this high day, but you can see Nvidia doesn't really have relative. Never mind. Never mind. Right, because we saw that pop on Tesla and QQQ simultaneously, and we didn't get that on Nvidia. But if Nvidia can break through this high day, should be solid. If Q's, gets over this within the next 5 minutes, I'm probably just gonna, even if this does set up, I'm gonna have to skip that until Red Photo News comes out. That's just a non-negotiable for me. Like I'm never gonna be in a trade when Red Photo News comes out, especially on SPY and QQQ. So you're just gambling at that point. Let me make sure. One sec. Yeah. Let's see here. Job openings and then PMI services. So I'm not messing around with that. A SPY, man. I mean, just look at SPY. This market is so bullish. I love to see it. Love to see it. Like I said, I'm not really open to like touching this just because you never know what can happen when you're in a trade, right? We can enter a trade and then it can just sit sideways. And then, right, if we definitely can't be in this when news comes out. Still very early. Market's barely been open 15 minutes. So let's see if Nvidia can show us a little bit of strength here. Yeah, one thing I'm noticing here is Hughes is having a tough time getting over, or I'm sorry, holding over the 624.75. So about a 25-cent displacement here. The bigger the better. Like look at SPY's displacement. Right now, what Hughes is giving us is a breaking base. See, that's displacement. That's what I want to see. I don't really like that on Hughes. I need something like bigger than that. Yeah, SPY and this looks pretty identical. I don't really like that. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes until news comes out. So we're just gonna be patient, guys, and let that pass. My average hold time for a trade is like 12 to 15 minutes. It's my average hold time. So I just don't want to be in a trade when that comes out. So it's gonna hold its support, right? We got a little nice breaking base. That's definitely not a break and retest I prefer, right? That's just not enough displacement for me. And then which to the damage body tells the story. So you can see really the body of the candle, we're having a tough time. As you can see, look at that on the dot, the 624.75. And right now, SPY is pulling back, and that's causing Qs to pull back. So I just don't like that SPY is the leader right now. Can't let FOMO kick in here. Right? This is not a breakout and then a retest. To me, this is not a breakout. This is a break and base. Right? We broke above, we're basing, we're holding. So I need to see something like that and then like that. So I'm actually hoping that we can just sit like this until news comes out. And then news is either going to give us a big pop, right? Solid, and then we can wait for the retest here. So, right, this is where most traders go wrong, taking that instant break and retest. No, that's low probability. We'll see the damage. You can see the body. Look at that. It's tough for this to get over this 624.75. I don't care about these wicks. I don't care about that. Where's the body closing? Right there. So beautiful, right? These are the little things that goes into it. to avoid, bad setups and avoid losses. I believe losses can be avoided for sure. When you take a high probability setup and you lose, it's like, okay, cool, the probability is in your favor in that moment. Um, but there's a lot of ways to avoid losses, right? It just comes down to like the micro things. So Nvidia is definitely bullish, right? We held the previous day low. Technically speaking, it's still an inside bar day. We're just kind of sitting in a range right now. Flirted with this high day, but you can see Nvidia is just for now, right? It's still very early, but it's kind of what we're seeing. I would love for it to get above this high day. See, that's another thing, right? It's hard for me to be in a trade on Qs and then seeing SPY have these pullbacks like this, knowing that SPY is leading the Qs right now. I think a little laggy this morning, right? You can see this looks good. And even for the sake of structure, right? I really don't care too much to take a trade on the overall indices. Like if Qs can hold above this, right? We're just getting outside of a channel. That I just care about that for the sake of market structure. Because if that occurs, right, can this help our tech names, do the same? That's how I'm looking at this. So this is a beautiful break and retest on SPY, and that's what we're really seeing now. So let's just see if NVIDIA, right, can continue higher, stay strong. See this? I don't like that. I don't like that. This is what I like, right? A little bigger. I need that candle to close. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Now we're good for a retest. See, this is a good candle close. That's great. That's what you want to see. But I'm saving my shot really for NVIDIA. I want to see if this can set up here. And then we got 5 minutes until until news comes out. So this wouldn't even be a smart trade. So now I want to see, okay, can Qs pull back and NVIDIA stay strong? Can we start to find some divergence here, some relative strength on this name? You can see it's just been stuck in a low range. Yeah, we've been starting with this level every single day. It holds when it gets up there on the intraday for quick setup, for sure. It definitely does. It's being highly respected. We just can't get it to hold on the daily, as you can see. So we've really just been stuck in between 190 and 184.50 here. I'm looking at this. I'm definitely watching the video, guys. I'm going to see how this sets up because one strike out of the money, the delta's at 50 now. Let's see, we're sitting at 186. The lower day is 186.56. Right now we're sitting at 189. Okay. Let me just go with 190.10. Okay, so I know on average, NVIDIA moves roughly, anywhere between $5 to $7 on a day. Seven's like really good. So 5 to 7. Right now, we've moved roughly, $3.50. So depending on this breakout here and how this sets up, I'll probably have to play at the money. Because if I play out of the money cons, right, that's 192.50. So can I really expect that much continuation? So we just gotta wait and see. Yeah, we moved roughly like $3.50 here. So it just depends on the displacement here on this breakout if we get it, and then what that delta is on one strike out of the money. See, Q's pulling back in the video. Now stuff like this excites me, right? We did our job. That's not a coincidence. Key level on the dot. Right, look at that. That is a wick on the dot. That gives me confidence in every single trade that I take. I know 8 times out of 10, every trade that I take, 8 times out of 10 is going to be a winner. I know that. So seeing this, right, you want to see that reaction before actually taking that. That's exactly what you want to see. For this. Okay, I'm reading Tesla. I'm sorry, Q's. I like Q's is pulling back a little bit. We got a couple of seconds here until Red Photo News comes out, and then we'll see what that does. Main watch here is NVIDIA, though, folks. Main watch here is NVIDIA. Okay, it's 7 a.m. So NVIDIA is holding. I just need to see us get displacement. It has been straight up, so maybe if we can see a little pullback first, and then that looks solid. And this is why I don't take trades. That is why, right? Let this be a good example. Like I want, you to as well, Noah Jason. Like anytime it's Red Folder News, news invalidates technical analysis. So you're gambling if you take a trade, right? This it can go your way, but it can also, as you can see, go against you. And that's exactly why. See how we got a break and retest above and we were basing, and then news comes in and it validates that. News doesn't care about key levels. That's non-existent. So this is a great example on why, right? We're risk managers before traders. Now, and it sucks sometimes, right? Because you will get a beautiful break and retest on a technical analysis standpoint off a key level. And then you're like, damn, like news comes out in 5 minutes. I can't take this trade. And the trade ends up being a beautiful trade. It plays out. But so I've missed and well, I've skipped a lot of trades due to that. But right, you're a risk manager before a trader, control what you can control. And this is a great example on why, right? Seven on the dot. News comes in and you see that rejection. You can see the effect that it has on the tech names as well. Look at that. So key level here on the dot, 190.10. So we're just going to be patient, see if that can set up. Typically 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes after news pass, things kind of gets back to normal. So we'll see if, these things want to stay heavy or we can continue higher. For the sake of QQQ, like that was a big sell-off here for SPY. That was a big sell-off here for SPY. SPY just pulled all the way back down to the lower end. So for the sake of Qs, this, if SPY stays heavy, I really just don't see Qs recovering. Look at that. That one candle brought us all the way back down to the lower day. Now, keep in mind, this is very healthy, at least for SPY, though. SPY already made all-time highs yesterday and then today. So this thing pulling back for the rest of the day would be normal, like healthy market structure. Dang, yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Dang, the forecast was 7.6 and the actual was 7.1. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that then. It's a pretty big sell-off there. What's today? So the last one was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that was nowhere near the forecast, so I'm not surprised on the sell-off. All right, so let's let the dust settle here. Let's let the dust settle here. NVIDIA is still our friend, for sure. NVIDIA is still our friend. I'm watching this. Yeah, that one definitely hurt the SPY. That's crazy. See if this thing can recover a little bit. This is a great candle on the video on the 15 minute. It's a big wick right there. Buyer stepped up aggressively. It's a big wick. We can get this to close in our favor. So far, each 15-minute candle has been very bullish here on the video. Looks good on the higher time frame, so we're not too extended yet. We're not too extended yet. It's still been roughly like $3 and some change. We can see Qs get out of this channel and hold. That looks solid too. All right, guys, I'm looking at the 190 calls here on a video. At the money calls, 190, just because the delta's at 55 for me. So I like that. 190 calls on the video here at the money. That's beautiful. I want this candle to close though. So I want this candle to stay strong. Like I said, if Qs can get out of here, out of the 624.50, now we're out of a range on Qs. Now we're like out of that channel. So they can't do anything but help us. Beautiful candle here on the video. Yeah, that's beautiful. The bigger the displacement, the better. This is a weekly level. I want a big breakout out of a weekly level. That's a big deal. So let's see if buyers, if we can get a pullback and buyers can defend this. Bigger the better, because now we have a swing high we can target. So you can see the relative strength here a little bit. Right after that sell off, like I said, 2 to 3 minutes, I typically wait. We see a nice recovery, which is solid. We are basing above this on Qs, which I don't like. I want to see us do that and then take over that level. So we just got to be patient here. But I would love to see Qs, take over this, right? We just got to get out of this channel. It really looks great on the 15 minute. Look at that. Not a single down close candle on the 15. Just straight upside. We still have some unmitigated liquidity up here, so it looks good. But like I've been saying, right, for every pre-market, video, NVIDIA doesn't have a problem getting above 190.10, even setting up on the intraday. It's having a tough time holding on the daily. But maybe that can change if Qs can get outside of this channel, right, and we can continue higher there. That's a big deal for Qs. Look at that, right? We're just stuck in this channel. So if we can just get out of that, that looks solid. This 1 hour candle looks good on the Q, so it's just basing right now. Like I said, 190 calls, guys. I got my cons ready. I'm just waiting for this pullback if we get one. Beautiful market structure here on the video, though. You can see just stair stepping higher. We held that lower day, previous day low, I mean. SPY is trying to recover, but as of right now there is relative strength on QQQ compared to the SPY. So that red photo news definitely impacted the SPY more than it did Qs. Qs recovered very well, as you can see. Very, very well. SPY is still sitting around this lower day. The deeper the pullback, the better, the tighter the risk. Just got to hold our water here and read this. We're basing. We're basing. I'm not too fond of it. It's holding. It's definitely trying to hold. But you can see there's been a tough breakout here for Qs. This is a channel. I want to see this channel turn into support. So it's definitely trying to hold a support. We can see that. But buyers have not shown me that they've taken over this level. I'm just waiting for a deeper pullback here on the video. I'll be patient, hold our water. You can see here, we haven't got that retest yet. Very tight stop as well, so I like it. It's a good risk to reward here. Turning this into support. We have not retested this yet, this 190.10, so see low day 186.56, high day 191.10, 191.10. Okay, we've had about $4.50 breakout here on the video, so we're not too extended. We're not too extended. So it's important to know like the average price of what a name moves, because sometimes I will skip a trade if we're overextended. So this setup looks good. It definitely looks good. We just gotta be patient here. But even if it does retest, I gotta see like a strong spike of volume here. Defend 190.10. And this is what Q's is doing. We just got a breaking base. NVIDIA and Q's is holding up for sure because SPY is still breaking through the lower dip. I'm watching this, guys. All right, guys, I'm long the video. I'm long the video. Stop loss is under 190.10, candle close. So let's see if this can hold. First the risk for me. See if we can get above this. SPY is heavy. Q's is breaking. So I want to see if NVIDIA can hold up. So now the market's pulling back here. Market's pulling back very heavy. Market's pulling back very heavy. So I like that NVIDIA is trying to hold here. All right, we swept the previous day low liquidity. We still have the previous day highest liquidity that's unmitigated. Market's pulling back. SPY is ripping through the lower day. I'm seeing buyers show their hands here. So it's just a great trade overall, whether it works out or not. All the confluences are aligning for me. We played at the money cons, conservative. So let's let this play out. See what happens. All right, this was our retest here. I want to see us do that. That 190.75 is kind of a pain. I want to see us do that. Technically, we did pull back here, hold this as support. It's a weekly level. It's a big deal. Because then if we can see the market bounce, and we can see that, have that effect on the video, that looks good. But with the market pulling back and buyers showing their hands, I do like that. You can see this 190.75 here, a pretty strong resistance level in the intraday. SPY is gone, but like I said, that's normal. Like SPY just made all-time highs 2 days in a row, so I'm expecting some selling pressure on that name. And if we get stopped out here, it's just because the market's too heavy, but you can definitely see buyers are trying to defend this. We don't control the outcome. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Our job is just to take the highest probability setups. There's a break and retest off a weekly level. Market's pulling back, right? The outcome is out of our control. Whatever happens, it's a great trade, right? It's defending 190.10. Market's pulling back. Nvidia's holding up. Just hold your water. Thinking probabilities, not certainties. Right? My job's not to be correct. My job is just to take my setups every single time they occur. So you can see we have some resistance going on here on the intraday. Just 190.75. Everything else is noise. As long as we're above our key level, our thesis is correct. Everything else is noise. For me personally, let me see. For me personally, I'd rather just get, stopped out here and take a loss because I'm looking for the bigger RR here. I would love to see us turn 190.75 into support. You know what I mean? So we're getting this push into our favor. So we just got to be patient, hold our water here. Most traders kind of panic once the trade starts moving in their favor. So I'm willing to just see what happens. Yeah, that's so this is a good level here on the intraday. It's a good level here. This is just how I'm looking at my trade right now. I don't care about the quick scalp. Something Tom Hogarth says is big winners require sitting through pain. So I'm accepting this. Every trade you take should be a big winner, a base hit, break even, or a loss. So I want to see this candle close above. There we go. Contracts are up for me at least 10%. So I want to see this hold. And then my stop loss would just have to be 190.75 now. If this holds above, I got to see this hold. So I won't know until we know. But I'm seeing this recovery here on SPY and Qs. So since I kind of got the market in my favor, I'm willing to just like let this play out. Right. And I'm trading Nvidia, not Tesla. So these contracts aren't like too crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's a winning trade, but I'm looking for the bigger RR here. It's a nice recovery here on Qs. Qs is trying to get back over 624.50, which is doing right now. Big low day bounce here on the SPY. Should be uncomfortable. I embrace it. It should be uncomfortable. This is trading. Very patient here. So contracts are up 10% for me, guys. I want to see this 5 minute close above this intraday 190.75 here. Like I said, I'm never going to be the trader that sell at peak high. Because if I do that, I'm trying to control the outcome of a trade. Right? This isn't a momentum play. Now we got market structure in our favor. So I'm managing this very differently. Okay. You can see that, kind of being respected. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Very nice. I just want this to close. You guys can sell how you want. Like, this is a green trade for me no matter what. No matter what. So I just like that the market's pulling back, but I'm seeing Nvidia like play out. It's a green trade no matter what. I'm already up over 3,000 on this, so did very good being patient, right? This was like a good lesson day, right? We let red folder news pass. We're in a green trade. It can't go red, right? It could be sure a small base hit win if we fall back under 190.75. But yeah, for me, stop loss is 190.75. I don't care to sell at this peak high. And then remember, this was resistance too. So if we want to retest this on the intraday, that makes sense. Contracts is still well over 10% for me. Got about 20 seconds here until this 5 minute candle closes. Big pop here on the market as well. Beautiful. I'm trailing my position here, guys. New stop loss is 190.08 here. It's my new stop loss. If we fall under that, I'm out of this. All right, I'm out, guys. What a trade. Could see if that'll hold, but I got out there. Great trade for me. Yeah, solid trade. Solid trade. I'm just letting the market tell me, hey, I'm out. Technically, could have let this be the stop loss, but these contracts are up over 15% here for me. So you guys catch that? Oh, oh, nice. Enjoy it, Jason. So this is kind of what I mean, right? Because I set this in real time. You can let this be your stop loss because, right, you heard me say technically this was resistance. We broke this and we still need to retest that. But once my contracts are up over 15%, I didn't really want this trade to go red. This still would have been a green trade, 100%. That still would have been a green trade. But you can see we're retesting, right? That was resistance, support. So this thing is still holding. It's definitely still holding. I just want to see like how this continues to play out. I'm very happy with where I got out, right? Because I wanted to see the high a day. Look at that. I want to see the high a day turn into support, right? That didn't hold. So technically, right, that was for sure the proper stop loss placement. You can see it's holding. And this is just a break and retest, right? On the intraday. So I want to see if this holds. But there was a lot of things, a lot of helped this trade. Like SPY pulling back, breaking through the lower day. We had we had Q's pulling back here. We broke under 624.50. But you can see, I mean, we're just stair stepping higher for sure. For sure. Nothing on NVIDIA, right? Why? Because it's in a channel. This was just a high probability shot. Look at that. Yeah. See what I mean? Break retest. Just want to see if this continues higher. But look at SPY. Where's SPY? Yeah, then we were getting a very big lower day bounce here on the SPY. So that was something that was standing out to me. That was where my stop loss was. We did really good skipping this on Qs, right? This was just a breaking base. Like that was not clean for me. I did not like that. Look at that, right? Plan your trade, trade your plan. What are we guys like 3 for 3 right now in the year? 3 for 3 or 4 for 4? I can't remember, but right, just being patient, letting our trades come out. It's like coming into today. I said there's nothing setting up on anything. The only thing that's really setting up is NVIDIA, and lo and behold, it's NVIDIA. All the other names are our tech names are just dead smack in a channel. I just want to see if this holds. See, understanding your names as well too, because like NVIDIA is a very slow mover. Understand that it's a very slow mover. These contracts actually did very, very well though. It is Wednesday, right? So they're going to move a little bit better as we get close to the expiration date. I'm not too fond of NVIDIA like on a Monday. It's still a conservative play because it's a Monday, right? Data's not a big thing, but a name like NVIDIA and Apple, if you don't get momentum in your favor early in the week, those contracts are not going to pay you that well, right? They're just not. So if we fall under, I'm just waiting to see, right? Will we defend this and this goes? But if we fall under 190.74, then it was a really good sell then. I don't really leave anything on the table. Either way, I'm very happy with my trade. Like I said, right, I'm never going to be the trader that sells at peak high because I'm predicting the outcome saying this is the high of the day. No, I want market structure to tell me to get out. So I don't care about, I understand I'm risking unrealized gains, But that's trading, right? You're gonna have to risk unrealized profits in order to catch those nice trendy days. You know what I mean? So I don't care to sell at peak high or peak low. Right? Yesterday was a different trade because it was a momentum play, right? We didn't have any market structure. So we were just riding this thing and we sold it into the high day. So these contracts went up very, very well. I still sold for 13, 14%. So it's still a really good trade. These contracts went very nice into here. But see what I mean? So I'm very happy with my sell, right? I sold here, right? Once we broke that instead of right down here. This is still holding though, right? In order to trend, we got to pull back. So yeah, that was a really good sell, really good sell. But I hope that makes sense. You guys hear me say this, and I know it sounds crazy to the average ears, but traders don't realize, and I learned this from Tom Hogarth, like traders don't realize that they hurt their P&L when they set profit targets, right? I want to be in my trade full size. I don't like to scale out. I don't scale out. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Because if I'm correct, I want to milk my winners when I am correct. So, why would I get out at a 2 to 1, 90% of my position, and then the trade keeps ripping in my favor? You know what I mean? So traders hurt their P&L when they set profit targets. I don't set profit targets. I let the market tell me when the move is over. And that's how you're able to catch these big wins and stay on your trade full size without being too risky. Right? You don't want to look at your P&L as well when you're in a trade, because then you're making emotional decisions. You look at your P&L, you're like, man, I'm already up $100. I don't want to give this $100 up. And then you make an emotional decision based sell, which is also not good. So, right, I'm very happy with this sell, but I hope that makes sense. Right, I'm just trailing my position. Right, this is my new stop loss, and clearly, right, you see, we had this high day rejection because we know if we can get over the high day, we're more likely to continue lower. Statistically speaking, I'm sorry, higher. Same thing with the lower day. If price breaks through the lower day and we continue, it's more likely to continue lower. So that would have been beautiful. Technically, we're still holding intraday market structure, right? But now when you're sitting in these trades, right, that data kicks in just a little bit, on these pullbacks, those contracts are going to move different, right? Options are very, very different. So I just want to ride the wave, ride the momentum, and when the move tell me it's done, it's done. So that's why, I never walk away from a trade saying, "Dang it, man, did I leave too much on the table? Or did I sell too early?" No, because for me, I'm like, hey, the market told me to get out. The market said, hey, I'm done. So now I got out. That's me reacting and listening to what the market is telling me. We didn't get the break and retest over high day. We didn't hold, so I got out. And you can see so far pretty much a good sell because now I'm starting to see the overall market move fairly strong now, and Nvidia is pulling back. Yep, see, I'm very happy with that trade. Very happy. That was a beautiful trade, beautiful execution. Right, we were very patient, held our water, break and retest. Look at that. That's textbook. Solid, solid. So hope that makes sense, guys. Like just teaching you that a little bit. Um, Even for you guys, like I want you to get into the habit of right not setting profit targets and don't look at your P&L when you're in a trade. Always respect your stop loss, so you'll never have to worry about that. But don't set profit targets. Don't look at your P&L, right? Because you're just making those emotional based decisions. Like I said, what makes trading hard is fighting the things that makes us human, which is our emotions. You know what I mean? So I definitely would have got stopped out here on the rest of my position after we broke structure here. So I'm very happy with the sell, right? Since we trailed it, we sold up here instead of here, and that's a very big difference. And right now, SPY and Qs are ripping, and Nvidia is showing relative weakness now. So I don't like that. So that's something I would definitely get out here. Look at that. Look at Qs just ripping through the high day. We've already had like a nice move on the dollar amount here, technically on Nvidia. Um, Very nice recovery here on the SPY as well. Show you this. Look at that. SPY is just it's so strong. It's doing its own thing. We just pulled all the way back down to 691.10, and we just had more than an 80% recovery here. So market's just strong. It looks good. Now we're starting to sit sideways on Nvidia. Right? We don't want that in our option contracts to sit sideways. So solid day here. Enjoy yourself, Jason. That's really, really cool. You're out skiing with the fam. Enjoy it, man. That's beautiful. And I will see you guys tomorrow on the next one. So I hope you guys are able to learn something today. Good trade, Noah. Keep showing up, Jason. Good stuff, man. Absolutely, brother. And then, yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.